you guys are sitting in the class saying that every day, but more often than not, how it happens for many individuals and for myself is you decide you want to be a landscaper or a hairstylist, or you want to sell insurance, or I want to be a professional burger flipper for life. So, you know, I was working at Sonic as a kid, and I enjoyed it so much. One day I just thought, you know, if I had to do this the rest of my life, it wouldn't be that bad if I could make enough money doing it. And I think that's how entrepreneurs get started. They're involved in something to begin with, and then they parlay it into something much greater, into a business for themselves. So, an entrepreneur can be anything. It can be a landscaper. It can be all the things I named. It could be, you know, a comic book store owner. It could be anything. So I say oftentimes entrepreneurs are involved in the field they've started the business in long before they become an actual entrepreneur. I started working for Sonic when I was 15 years old, which is probably even younger than most of you in this room. And then it just hit you one day that you could do this, you know, for the rest of your life and be pretty happy at it, which I was working at Sonic as a kid in high school, you know, a lot of Friday nights giving up, working 5 till midnight, wasn't getting to go to every single high school football game, but I still enjoyed the actual work I was doing. I didn't mind working in the kitchen. I didn't mind making ice cream. I didn't even mind cleaning the bathrooms when I had to do that. It was all work that I pretty much didn't mind doing, and I had a fun time while I was there doing it. So, I've been with Sonic for 18 years now, so I told you I started when I was 15. I'm not even that old. I don't think I'm that old as you guys, but I've been doing it for a long time already. The majority of my experience, it's about half and half at this point, where I was kind of as an employee for about half, and then for the past 12 years I've been a franchisee for Sonic. Which is everyone, have you guys studied about franchises? No? Well, basically a franchisee, Sonic's a large corporation. There's 3,500 of them nationwide. They recruit people like myself to become franchisees for their business. So I become a Sonic franchisee. I sign an agreement that says I'm going to build this many Sonics over this many years, and you have to put up a deposit, that sort of thing. Then you got to go build them all, and then they kind of regulate what you sell, how you're doing it, to make sure it's all done the right way. The reason why I started there, I started at 15 as a cooker. The reason why I started was because of my sister. She was working there already, and I was 15, I couldn't drive, and when I was 16, I wasn't about to get a car, so I knew I was going to need a ride. So it was just dumb luck that she was working there, and I decided, well, I'll just drive with her every day. And so I started working there, and it turned into pretty much a lifetime career so far. When I started at 15, I was making $3.85 an hour. So that was only 18 years ago. That's what they were paying people. So it was pretty crappy. Anyhow, I worked there for a year and a half as a crew member and got a raise to $4.25. That was also federally mandated. The minimum wage went up, so they weren't exactly giving out raises. So after a year and a half of service, I was making $4.25. And 4 years later, I spent 4 years as an assistant manager in the same restaurant. I kind of grew up in Nashville, Tennessee, and so most of this early Sonic career took place in Nashville, Tennessee. So I spent time there. I think at the end of my 4 years as an assistant manager, I was making $7.25, which is the current minimum wage. But I was making $7.25, and I was running a business for the people that owned it. You know, we were doing over $1 million in sales, which was really good for Sonic, and they were entrusting it to me. I didn't work every single hour it was open, but I worked, you know, like managers would. I worked shifts throughout the week, and I was happy to get that pay. I thought that was pretty decent. So it was never really about the pay growing up. I mean, I always wanted to make more because a lot of people equate success with pay, and I guess I was one of those people. So I always wanted to be. I didn't care how much I made, but I just wanted to be.
Can we have Kayla Hanson to guidance, please?
I didn't care necessarily how much I made. I just wanted to be the most well-paid for the job that I was doing, because I felt like I was the best one in that. So I was approached in 2000 about starting a new Sonic franchise in Atlanta. Currently, I told you guys I was in Nashville. So I moved to Atlanta in May of 2000. I dropped out of college, actually, with 6 courses left, and I was on a full academic scholarship. So you can imagine all my friends and family kind of freaked out, like, what are you doing, type of thing. You only have 6 classes left, which is maybe a semester or a little more than a semester. Plus, I had a scholarship. They didn't understand why. Why did I do that? Because that was when it had to happen. That was Sonic approaches. They open up territories like they did Atlanta or like they did Raleigh, and if you want it, you got to do it then. So it was all about timing, which a lot of success and failure in life and business is about timing. So I decided that I would drop out of school and go do that. I made promises to everyone that I would go back and finish school, and no one believed me. And I think 5 years after I opened my first one, I did go back to University of Georgia and finish.